Does Coastal Carolina's win over BYU crack the lineup here? I know we were all very, in the media writ large, like, hey, giving kudos to BYU and Coastal Carolina for scheduling each other on the fly. But does it, in the end, does it even matter if they're not going to expand off of 4 teams in the playoffs, Pete?
Oh, I think it matters. I mean, what a great moment for Coastal Carolina. I've spent a bunch of time down there over the years. Joe Moglia, their old coach, has a great story. He was, he made $100 million in finance and then retired and became a college football coach and has really helped steer that program from FCS to 1AA. So, I don't know, part of college football, what I don't want it to become is that you're irrelevant if you're not one of the 4 or one of the 8 or whatever it ends up becoming in the next few years, right? That was just a great moment on a college campus, and, the Mormons versus Mullets T-shirts, that's what college football is and is about, So I thought it was awesome. Loved the way that, really with inferior talent, Coastal Carolina controlled the game through just running the ball in 14 and 17 play drives, and really did a great job limiting Zach Wilson's opportunities. And BYU hurt itself with some big plays, and I think they didn't probably value every possession like a precious gem, like you have to do against schools that control the ball and control the clock. And Coastal came out, and what a night for the Mullets.
Well, I mean, I don't want my question to be, and you did appropriately respond to it. And I think I left it out there so it can be inferred that it doesn't matter for a program like Coastal Carolina to have a moment like that. Moments are wonderful, but the ultimate moment would be to have Coastal Carolina go up against Alabama and see how it flies, or Clemson, or Notre Dame, and see how it flies. And that's what I guess is what I meant to say, is that we should, just like Major League Baseball, Pete, decided to expand their playoffs in COVID, just like the NHL and the NBA coming up with a different manner in which to gain the playoffs in their bubbles. They come up with a different one. The NFL has got a plan in case it's necessary to change their playoffs. The fact that college football is right here saying, yeah, we're just going to do the same thing, it to me is insane. It's a different season. There are different ways in which somebody can win. I'd love to see Cincinnati do their thing. I'd love to see Coastal Carolina do their thing if they deserve it. And instead, they're just going to be on some bowl game that maybe I'll watch. I'll be honest. That's what I'm saying, I guess. What do you say?
No, and that's a great point. College athletics, when you really drill down on it, is just some of the least nimble. Well, it starts with what? If the NFL wants to make a change, well, it starts with what? Roger Goodell. Owners call Roger Goodell. Who do you call in college sports? You call Gene Smith, you call Barry Alvarez, there's nobody in charge. So it's hard for 6 separate entities with competing interests to all try and do something like this. And, it's been funny because you talk to people about changing the playoff. When's the earliest it could happen? It's all the lame arguments are the same lame arguments they had against the playoff that I wrote about for, a decade and a half before they finally changed to a playoff. It's the same static institutional nonsense, and there's just so much bureaucracy and crap, quite frankly, in college athletics that prevents easy, obvious decisions from being made.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.